You're highly welcome to English with Teacher Dixon. I want to talk about complex sentence. A complex sentence is that sentence that is made up of a subordinate clause and a main clause. These two constituents must be present in a complex sentence. That's why we call it complex, because we have some sort of imbalance. A clause that cannot stand on its own and make complete sense, and that one that can stand on its own and make complete sense. So the combination of a subordinate clause and the main clause makes a complex sentence. A typical example is, if it rains, I will not come to the party. If it rains, I will not come to the party. If it rains is the subordinate clause, while I will not come to the party is the independent or main clause. Acknowledge the presence of if in the first clause. Then that in the second clause there's no subordinating conjunction at the beginning. That makes it independent. Another very important point I would like you to note about a complex clause is that we can write it in two ways. So sometimes if you don't say, if it rains, I will not come to the party, you can say, I will not come to the party if it rains. Again, let me put it differently. Unless it stops raining, I will not make it to the party. That same expression can be made this way. I will not make it to the party unless it stops raining. So when you have a combination of these two clauses in one sentence, that means the sentence is a complex sentence. This is different from a simple sentence in the sense that a simple sentence is just made up of a clause, that is the independent or main clause only. But we have the availability of both independent and dependent clauses in a complex sentence, and it is structured in two ways. We can begin with the subordinate clause and end with the main clause, or the reverse is the case. Another thing I would like you to note is how the sentence is normally punctuated. If you begin the clause with the subordinate clause, there must be a comma before the addition of the main clause. Unless it stops raining, comma, I will not make it to the party. That is when you begin it with the subordinate clause. Or when you begin the sentence with the main clause, there is no need for the comma, because the subordinating conjunction will take its main position. Remember, a conjunction is supposed to join two words or sentences together. So when we have the conjunction at the beginning, that is where we put a comma immediately after the subordinate clause before we add the main clause. But when we begin with the main clause, for instance, I will not make it to the party unless it stops raining, there is no need for a comma, because unless has taken its rightful position, which is at the center, to join the two clauses together. I want to believe you understand what we mean by a complex sentence and the difference between a complex sentence and a simple sentence. Thank you very much for watching to this point. I remain Teacher Dixon. Do well to like, share, and comment on this video.